everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another apartment renovation. Today I'm renovating 1310 21 Chic Street in the fashion district of San Myshuno, and today we're going to be decorating an apartment in the aesthetic of the other option for the cast kits that are being voted on. So a few weeks ago, there were a couple of kits as options. We're having a community voted kit, and for the cast options, it was goth or Rainbowcore. And I voted for goth, and then I created a goth apartment because I was just excited about the idea. And a bunch of you actually suggested I build something Rainbowcore as well. And this is definitely a style I am not familiar with. This is so out of my comfort zone, but I had a blast decorating this space, and I am so excited to share it with you. But before we get further into the build, I want to give a massive thank you to G2A.com for sponsoring today's video. If you're not familiar with them, G2A.com is a marketplace for digital products. Think Amazon, but for games and software. There's a wide variety of gaming related products, including game codes, DLC, Roblox deals, and even Xbox Game Pass, and it's all discounted. Not only do they have games, but they have gift cards for gaming as well. There's truly something for everyone, and they're cheaper than other retailers. G2A does some awesome campaigns to bring us good deals, and right now they're doing one to celebrate diversity, which I really appreciate. You can even get a good deal on the new Diablo game, Diablo 4. In addition to these great game deals, they also have a news section, and one of the articles they have right now focuses on women in the gaming world. It's a really fascinating read. I would definitely recommend. If you'd like to check out this article and some incredible deals, I have a few links for you in the description and in my pinned comment as well. Thanks again to G2A.com for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to it. So the floor plan came together kind of easily, but the idea of how I wanted to decorate this, which items I wanted to use, how I wanted to combine colors, all of that in this apartment took me a really long time. I cut out a little bit of it, but a lot of it I did keep in, so you can see me trying to figure out what colors I wanted to use in the kitchen, which cabinets here. I was just very unsure, and I kept trying different things and being not happy with it because I felt like it was just like a clash of colors. And I wanted to really represent this style accurately, but also try to make sure I thought it looked nice. And there weren't many references online for interior spaces that were like every room of the house, what Rainbowcore would look like. When you look it up, you see a lot of like computer generated images, as well as just like collections of plushies and stuff, and like lots of just like color everywhere. And so I wanted to make sure I made this space incredibly colorful and make it feel like it is truly Rainbowcore, but I wanted it to still look good. I didn't want the colors to clash with each other, if that makes sense. So it did take me a while to figure out how to make that happen. So you'll see that process. Also, this rainbow that I have off to the side and I've scaled down and moved around quite a few times, I love it. And I, for a while, end up having it over the stove, and I think it looks so pretty. But at some point in time, it just disappeared. I guess I closed and reloaded the lot and it disappeared and I didn't notice. So it's not in the final version, but I thought it was such a cool piece. And I think the other swatch of it, which is the more pastel version, is so pretty. That is a decor piece that is for like the sets and stuff with Get Famous if you're an actor. So if you'd like to re-add that in, that is where that is from. I did scale it down with the tool mod though, because it's huge. And even when you scale it down all the way with like in-game options, it's still too big. So if you'd like to re-add that, that is where that is from. And the layout in here ends up, so we have like one big living space, we have an entry hallway, and then a very narrow bedroom down the other side. So this is just a one-bedroom apartment. But I think that worked out nicely. This is kind of a weird shaped apartment. Well, it's just a big rectangle, but the windows are oddly placed. So it's always a little bit difficult to figure out how to lay this one out. I do sometimes use the tool mod and completely change the windows, but today I decided to keep them. And this one is actually right across the hall from the goth apartment that I created last time. I did think about creating them in the same apartment to just kind of show how you could tackle those two different aesthetics in the same space. But I thought it would be kind of cool to have like neighbors that have these very opposite aesthetics right across the hall from each other. So that's what I ended up doing here. And I'm just playing around with couches and furniture pieces and all sorts of colors. And I wasn't sure about the rug, and I wanted these side tables. And then I thought maybe we'll put another couch over on this side, like a love seat or something. I should be grabbing that here shortly. And that's when I decided to change out which couch I was using. And I'm very happy that I did that. It was very much a trust the process, try and figure it out as you go, let's just experiment type of build, which are some of my favorites to do. when I can just play around and figure it out as I go. I think those are some of my best builds as well. You can let me know how you think I did on this one. Like I said, it's a very out of my comfort zone, but I thought it was really fun. But I did end up using these couches from my first pet stuff. They kind of sit together sort of like a sectional. I thought that looked nice. I like that plushie that I put up there. This table from high school years was perfect. It's like an iridescent rainbow and I just loved it. And I knew I wanted to have like a side chair over here as well. I believe this one is also from high school years and I used the one that has little hearts on it. I layered a couple of rugs over here and we end up getting a base game lamp just because it's multicolored. So I thought it worked nicely. And I bounced it back and forth between the different spaces to come back and decorate because I did do this over the course of like 2 days. I started it late at night one night because I knew I wanted to create this. And then I like came back to it the next day and was like, okay, now I have more ideas on how I want to do this. And as you can see, the rainbow over the stove has disappeared at this point and I did not notice. I completely forgot I put it there and that's kind of sad because I loved that piece. But maybe it's a little bit too on the nose, like Rainbowcore. I put a rainbow in the kitchen. I'm not sure. You can let me know if this is a style you're familiar with and you have decorated in, or do you think of it as more of a clothing style? Because that's what it was being voted on as for the kits. It's going to be for a casket, but I thought it was a fun idea to build with, especially because since those are the caskets, not the build and buy kits, there is not going to be new build and buy items added with it, but I felt like we had a lot already in both casts and in build and buy, so I just wanted to create something in this style. So yeah, definitely let me know what you think and what other aesthetics you would like to see represented in builds in The Sims, whether that's apartments, tiny houses, full-on houses, like anything you'd like to see, do let me know. I have so much fun when I get to decorate things that are a little bit different, like I said, out of my comfort zone, because I get to experiment and come up with new ways to approach it. Like the curtains I'm using in this room, those are the base game ones that came with the toddler update years ago now. I don't think I've ever used the base swatch of those with the multicolor like stripes because I don't like them. But I feel like they work so nicely in this room. And I also loved using these paintings as well with the hot dog and the faucet that has all of the rainbow like liquid pouring out of it. I think it looks so cool. And I also paired it over here with this hutch from the Paranormal Stuff Pack, I'm pretty sure. And then coming back to it the second day, I realized I did not like the chairs in the kitchen and these ones would work so much better. The bright colors, I feel like it's coming together even though it's like every color of the rainbow. I still feel like it somehow works and it doesn't feel too busy. Like it's very colorful and bright and kind of in your face, but it doesn't feel unintentional, if that makes sense. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just how I'm viewing it. You can definitely let me know what you think, but I also really liked using this wallpaper from high school years that has like the paint drips on it. These like skateboards, I think they are, from Parenthood looked really cute here too. And then I created like a modular TV unit over here using some of these modular pieces from high school years. Mostly green, but I have a pink and a blue one as well. And then I just put a TV above that and I put a couple of other decorations. I believe I get a plant and some sort of like sculpture piece. I think I get the one from the, oh goodness, what is it called? Vintage Glamour. It's got like a little statue on top of a stack of books. So I ended up putting that over here. I tried to place it over here at first, but I didn't like how it looked. So it goes under the TV and I should get a plant in the corner as well. And this space just ends up being really cute in the end. I get a basic lamp. I believe it's white. But I think that's okay to kind of balance out all the other colors because there is a lot going on. And then I put a couple of paintings up above the TV as well. I get this base game one that was added last year. I believe it was part of one of the Pride pieces of art that were added to the game. And then the one next to it, the flower, that one is from Tiny Living. I think it's so pretty. And then I decided to put a curtain here separating into the entryway just to give a little bit more detail in that space. In the entryway, I've moved this around the house quite a few times now, but there's like these little kid drawings, I think, were like art pieces made out of like paper plates and stuff. I think those came with Growing Together, but they're very rainbow. And I was thinking that the sim that lives here has a younger niece or nephew that knew that they loved this sort of aesthetic. So they decided to make that for them. So they kept it and it's in the entryway. I thought that was a really cute idea. I also use a lot of the pastel pop kit in this particular build because it's very colorful, so it worked really nicely here. So that's where the little mirror in the entryway is from that has the heart shape and The entryway is really simple. It's a 2x2 room, so there's not much to put there. It does have a huge closet off of it, and I have one of those off the bedroom as well. And speaking of the bedroom, we're working on that now, and I am using the bed from the pastel pop kit. I really wanted to figure out which sort of bed I wanted to use in this space. I went through the options so many different times, and I just kept coming back to this one because it's so colorful and fun, and I just felt like it was the exact right bed for this space. So that's what I ended up doing in here, and I brought in those same base game curtains that I used throughout the rest of the apartment to really make it feel a little bit more cohesive. I got a couple plants over in this corner, and I have a bedside table over on the other side. It's actually a ottoman. I used the one from Tiny Living over there in that purple swatch just to bring in some more purple, and then just painting the walls with some more of this like drippy paint, and adding that other flower that I had mentioned. I believe I also get some blinds in here throughout the space, and I think I changed them to the yellow swatch. Once again, very out of my comfort zone. I'm not sure if I like that part, but I think it's really cool and different, and it was a blast. I feel like my younger self would have adored this space. Like if I got to play The Sims when I was really little, because I didn't discover The Sims until I was probably like 12 or 13. But when I was like really little, if I was playing The Sims, this is probably how I would have decorated my space. And I love it. It was so much fun. I am so glad I got to decorate in this style. Thank you to everyone that suggested it, because it wasn't even something I was considering doing. I just got really excited about decorating a goth apartment because I love that aesthetic. So doing this one was a blast. So yeah, thank you. I hope you enjoy it. If you do like this apartment and you'd like to download it, it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You can also find it in the description down below. I will have all of that information if it's easier for you to copy and paste, but that's where you can find it. It used to have the hashtag Miss Gryphi on all of my builds, but I don't really have a need for that anymore now that my YouTube name and my gallery name are the same. The only things that are still Miss Gryphi are TikTok and Instagram, because it won't let me change them. So that's how they are. But anyway, this is the bathroom. I have a really pretty shower curtain in here from Parenthood, and I just tried to bring in pops of color through a couple of other pieces as well. Nothing too vibrant in here. I kept the walls white, but that's pretty much it for this build. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.